Hello, I am Bentham and welcome back to Kingdoms and Castles in the humble kingdom of Dragonstone, where we're looking down on our new statue that we've just built, nicely looking upon all the, well, I guess the services here and then the houses on either side. I think that looks quite cool. The symmetry of it and the idea that it's watching over one of the large population centers of the kingdom. But yes, last episode we ordered the construction of a couple of statues to help boost happiness, and we've also been working on irrigation and such to make sure that our farms are producing as much as possible. And I think they're now producing ridiculous amounts of food relative to what we need, because our food is now just constantly entirely full. We're losing massive amounts of food to exposure every year, so I think we can happily expand our population without having to worry about food for a while. Seems like that's turned out pretty well. And yes, that does remind me that I keep being told over and over that I do need to do something about over here. We've got a couple of people here hanging from their gates. I don't know what this is about, why that started happening, because they definitely used to stand on the ground, but now they're stuck in the gate. But yeah, I'm pointing out that there's 6 people here, 12 people here doing literally nothing, so I'm going to close all the gates and let them rejoin the population. We'll have a few more people to help work on construction projects and so on. Because of course before we build a bunch of new houses we'll need somewhere to put them, so we'll need a whole bunch of piers somewhere. Not sure where. Don't know whether I'll shoehorn some in over here or whether I'll just try and find another space for a giant block of them. Over here perhaps, though there is some good land here, but then there's terrible land here. Not that that matters that much anymore because irrigation fixes a lot of those problems. Also a lot of good space here, so maybe we'll do that. Perhaps it's just best if we get the walls in place and then we can happily build inside those walls as we like, because at the moment these towers are having to dot this place. Oh, also there's the stone there, that'll ruin it. We can't put the houses there because there'll be a gap and it'll look bad. And we could do with having those as a supply of stone, I suppose. Maybe a block of them here. I need to work out the dimensions of them. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... 13, 14 because the road's on the outside, so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Crap! We're over by a square! Oh, it's all ruined. Damn it. So we can't quite fit a block in that way around. Maybe we could do it the other way. It'll have to be a bit short though, I think, because these are usually... this is 10, 12. Oh, they're actually shorter that way, so we can have a block here that is, with the streets run up and down like that. So perhaps that is the way to go. We could even have it start over here, except these ruin it, I think. Yeah, they do. The road would be along here, so they're just about in the way. Still, it's not the end of the world. I mean, if we really need to, we can expand this wall out by a tile. But I've planned everything around the idea that we're having the wall exactly here. So it's a bit awkward. Also, I need to see if this is fixed now. Now that I've saved and loaded and stuff, maybe it'll be okay now. I click and it shows a pier. Can I build a castle block? I can! Aha! We'll build that there. We'll build the ballista tower on top of it. That's the wrong button. I was trying to rotate, not that it matters that much. And once it's built, we'll demolish the outer walls, and they'll be fine again. And we could leave them, but I'd like it to be neat, and it's a couple less people having to work on that then. Yeah, we did demolish a house last episode, so we could perhaps do with building a new one, but we don't have any space because of the reason we demolished it. We demolished it because we had to build this, and we have no space left, so... somewhere else, I suppose. Our blocks are full, and we've got our pseudo-block half full, so it's a case of finding a new one, I think, really, which gets back to over here where the rocks are too close and it's all ruined. Perhaps a farm quarter here, and then have the houses here. Just to make use of that land there, even though this land's terrible. But this can be like a whole bunch of tree chopping and charcoal making and all that normal stuff. Also, we don't need all this water here. I like the idea though that we've got this little pond here that's part of the water wheel, but at some point I'll have to fill that in. But I will fill this in here because there is no purpose to it. And also we should start ordering the construction of a couple more walls. When's the middle point? It's around about here. We can expand this a bit further without that being a problem. So I think we can go up to having another tower here. And then I think at that point we have our usual system. I can just follow the line up to the other end. Yes, so the tower stops there. There's a gap of 4, then there's another tower. So we can just plan that out now, though everyone is now busy. Also, we don't have the piers out far enough, so we'll order those. And then come back to it later. And that'll all be good. Okay, right, what else can we be getting on with? I mean, I guess the houses are the ultimate thing. It seems like everything else is fine. We checked it last episode. Charcoal is balanced. Iron is apparently dropping, but there's so much of it to start with that it's not major. And also, it's saying that we're gaining 21 and using 21, and that results in a -5. So that's weird. Maybe the maths has borked there like it has a little bit with the food. Tools apparently dropping, but we've got so many of them it's crazy. Armaments going up because we're not using any at the moment. I think that's all fine, really. Yeah, what we could do is get some more work done on this, except we've got no one free. We need to build more houses so we have more workers. We've gone back to that, but it's not so much of a crisis because we don't really have that much of a problem with our food this time. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This doesn't line up perfectly, which is a shame. I would like to keep this big central road if I can, because it runs entirely from one end of the kingdom. Okay, it does stop there, actually. We did demolish that to make more room for farms, but it nearly runs from one end of the kingdom to the other, and I like the idea of that. So lining up the block with that would be good, but then there's a bit of wasted space on this side where things don't line up properly. But this road here was just built here because I needed a road going this way, so I can move that. Just, these rocks are in the worst place. They're exactly where we don't want them to be for our current road situation. The thing, this whole block is a bit of a mess because the original idea was it would be a quick emergency measure to put in farms, and then I've just cemented it, I've just made it worse by establishing it as a permanent thing. When really I should put the farms anywhere else. And also this whole thing needs a bit of messing about, because now that it's irrigated we can clean up all the windmills. Have them lined up in pairs perhaps, so that'll be a pair, and then 1, 2, gap, 1, 2, gap, 1, 2, gap, 1, 2. That does line up nicely actually. Fortunately nothing else does, it's all a bit of a disaster. There's a couple of bits of pier on this end, and there's some over here as well. It's all a bit messy. Ah dear, that's the thing, is some stuff I wish I could just tear it down and build it again. But it's so much work, and I'd have to find an interim farm to cover the food costs in the meantime. And stuff like that. I wish I could see this land better so I could work out exactly what we're looking at. It does seem like it's generally a mix of barren and normally fertile, so not the best stuff. Would have been terrible for farming before, now it's alright. But there's piers down here, and that's all good. But we can put the granaries here, but also this is where the best land is. It's all... It does drive me nuts that all the best farming land is on the coast, even though it makes sense. Because it makes it awkward, because you've got a mix of piers and good land, and having the farms line up nicely is just impossible. How is this work going? Let's fast forward. I've noticed that we're at normal speed, so nothing's going to get done while that's happening. We'll let everyone get on with this, and we can, like, because once we've got this enclosed, there's a lot of stuff we can clear out in the middle that we don't have to be worried about anymore, and then we can happily build here without fear of being slaughtered horribly. I know, if we've got so much food coming in from farming right now, perhaps we can just ignore the fact that there's farmland here at all, just build houses, and then maybe we'll need some farms over here, and then there's this whole island here that's great for farming that we've not even looked at yet. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just work out the lineup of the houses then. Stupid rocks ruining everything. I could make the block smaller. Just have 4 houses. Then the road would be here instead, and that would work. But then it wouldn't fit all of this stuff properly. Another issue is that we do need these little bits on the side, so we can't have it right up against the edge because we wouldn't be able to fit everything in that we needed to. So, goes back to what I was thinking of maybe leaving this out, but I don't want to waste the space. What if we should start chopping trees? I think we have enough wood cutting going on here already, so we can definitely get rid of some of this stuff. This can go, because its main purpose is gone now. We should rebuild this stuff over here, really, all the industry things. And then have the road running here, have the block here, have a couple of things at the top to sort out the issues. Like, is there something we can miss out from this? We've got 2 tiles we need to make up for. Doesn't really work unless we remove this, but we need that, so damn it. The church, though. Churches have insane ranges, so perhaps we don't need a church in every block that we build, so let's look at this. If we want to have coverage down to the bottom corner, we need a church like here. Stupid piers, making it difficult to work out what I'm doing. But yeah, the block's not going to go quite up to the edge. There's going to be a too wide space, I'm thinking, for other stuff. So the road will be here, then the houses will be here, so we only need it to reach that far. And if we move it down, we can get even more out of it. So if it's over there... Services, then there's a road here, there's a house here, there's another house here. And then there's a central block here. Actually, no, it's here. No, it doesn't really line up. But actually, does the central block... Let me count this again. Maybe we've got this. If we have the services here, road here, houses here and here, and there's a road here. Damn it, that rock's still in the way, just! Why does it ruin everything? We just need the road to be able to run up to this square here. We could move it all along by one, but then that makes it a complete mess. We'd end up with a 3 wide block over here. Perhaps we should make it 4 wide and just have other stuff in it. Yeah, perhaps that's the best way. So in that case, let's start actually putting things down now. So, stone road, so we'll have a 4 wide block. Roads running up this way. We'll start clearing trees up to, like, just for where the roads go. If I can click the things correctly. Then the road won't quite run all the way up. The next one will. And yeah, so this here is actually a block, so that is excellent. And then what we have is we have another road running up this way. And this is the central block here. And then we'll have another bigger block for houses, and that will be here. That'll run up to the edge, and we've got a dragon attack, which isn't a major thing. We can probably just check, is it a big or a small dragon? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Because he died before he was in range of any of these towers, so does that mean that these are working now? Because if they are, that's fantastic, and also that range seems even crazier than it used to be. Jeez. That is miles. But it definitely seems like I have been noticing recently that dragons have been dying, like, really early. If these towers are finally operational, that means that dragons are no longer a danger for us at all, and also these things might help with Viking attacks as well. I think that's a thing now. I think the tower's working. Finally. Maybe I'll even start building up more of it. Just to, because that's the thing. That was the original hope, that if I built this tower with enough different archer towers and things on it, then I wouldn't need defenses on the outer walls, because enemies will start attacking the outer walls, and then these things would annihilate them with a rain of death from the center of the kingdom. So if that's working now, that's fantastic. Right, let's carry on with this stuff. So, road up to here-ish. I forget exactly how it goes. And yeah, so it's going to be house, 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 house here. Then the road will stop here. But then it'll continue here for the actual other blocks. So it'll be a bit awkward. It won't quite line up nicely, but it'll make the best use of the space. We can't quite fit the last 2 houses in, so we'll just build a block anyway so that we're not wasting the room otherwise. I've ordered the tree cleared, and it looks like the tree's clear. Oh no, there's one more tree. It's regrown. I can't order it cut. Someone stood there with an axe. He's not doing anything. Luckily, the C hotkey overrides the inability to chop trees, which is neat. So at some point, someone will cut that down, and then we can build this last road here. And then we have our plan. I'll leave the stockpile here for the moment, because we can use all the stuff in there to help build the houses. We want to chop these trees here. And, of course, all these ones over here as well. Does this go further? I forget. Because this is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, so there's a bit of empty space here that's a bit awkward because it's got nothing to do. I guess we'll just build a second road. We can, I guess, expand this out, make more room in here, but then there's the issue of we won't be able to access some of the things in the middle, I think, anymore if we make this block any wider than 6. 6 seems to be the upper limit of what you can do before it starts to be like, you can't do that, there's no roads. People are having to traipse through fields for miles to get to where they need to go. Oh, is that? Looks like it's not been chopped. Clear all those out, this will be just a normal block. So yeah, here's our footprint. So we'll start with all the services, and I think I'll cut out this castle block. Can I shift everything up by a square and have it still work? I don't know. I can look, because I do have the I do have land here that I can look at rather than... Oh, hang on, can I... Oh, the delete key doesn't work for this. Does it only work for rubble? Oh, I have to click the top thing. There we go. Once you've got the actual top bit off, then the demolishing all the towers is super easy, which is nice. Yeah, if we have... So the usual system is to have a tavern at the top. So if we go... Where is it? It's in town, isn't it? Tavern. And how's that line up? That lines up like that. Spin it around. Whoops. Hang on a minute. Which way around does it go? Done that backwards, surely, because that's the center point, I thought. Have I messed that up entirely? Because in that case, it'll be easy to make it work properly this time. Yeah, that's the center, or is it? No, it's not. I swear it was before. That's just confusing. Is it even a proper circle, or is it like an oval because of the shape of the building? Why are there trees here again? Oh, there's a woodcutter. I didn't see it. I'm in hiding. Can't even produce anything, so they're just endlessly planting more trees that we don't want. Chop them all down again. Trying to build stuff here. Ruining everything. Right, tavern. The range of this seems utterly terrible. Like, really bad relative to what I thought it was. There's barely any coverage at all. And I think we do need it down one tile so that this bottom corner here works. Well, actually... Oh, it must be an oval, because, yeah, whichever way around it is, it still works. I don't think it used to be an oval, I think they've changed that. But yeah, this is a tiny range, I didn't realise how bad it was. So, yeah, in order to get... If we build it here in the standard way, there's still a row of houses at the bottom. There's only a group of 3 houses at the bottom, actually, that don't get it. Oh, but there's, like, 5 on the other side. I think, or is it still... No, I think it's 3 on either side. But yeah, so if we have one down here, that covers it. That's actually fine. So maybe it's okay to do it like this, but that means that there's 4 houses in a square down here that don't have contact. And actually, it's really easy to give them a tavern down here, and we know we're doing that anyway. So if it is right up at the top here. Then on the other side, there's 5 houses that don't have it. But also that's easy to cover, so yeah, we can just build it right at the top. And I think we just do everything else the same way. So we want a well next to that, and then a library. So, well, and town, where is it? Library. Rotation of this obviously doesn't matter because it's a single tile. This range is really tiny though. That's quite terrible. It basically covers none of the houses. Maybe this does need to be for like 1 tile further down. Actually, I think that makes no difference to what houses it covers. Because they start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then if we have this here, then... Yeah, it's missing this one here, so to have coverage on that, I think we can cover that. I think we just have to be careful with the wells. We need to make sure that these ones are right up against the sides here to make sure they definitely cover all the houses. I think that's okay though, so we will build this here. And I think the rest of the template's fine because markets don't have a particular range. Churches and town squares have a million miles of range. So we can just go crazy with this. So church here. Does the rotation affect anything whatsoever? I don't think it does. have it this way around. And then we'll have our town square here, and then what's next? Oh, I forgot the market. Crap, no, abort. I was like, that doesn't seem right, we have so much space left. We need to do the market first. Which way around do I usually have these? That way around. Don't know what difference the direction makes. There's no obvious front to the market, really. So I don't know, I just have the two sort of open bits facing out either way, and that, I assume, works. Church there. Town square there. Got a bit of space down here at the bottom for stuff. We could put another tavern, actually. I think that saves us a lot of work. We can just copy this same thing at the bottom, because we couldn't do that before because of the space, and we were finding nothing to do with it. I think now what we can do is have a tavern covering all these remaining things. We'll have it completely on the other side, and that'll give us the best chance. What are we missing? So this house, this house, this house, and this house. So 4 over here. 5 over here because it includes this one. So town, tavern. We're covering those 4 on that side, fine. We want to have it over this way. Covers those 4, fine. And it covers those 5, fine. So that is perfect. Make it an exact mirror because that looks nice. And then we'll have library like so. And a well like so. And I think I've accidentally stumbled on a better system. Because now we don't have to... Now, the annoying thing is now that there's no point having this block over here. We've got it all covered with these ones we have. Though we are missing statues. We'll have to find somewhere to put those. So we'll have a statue over there and over there or something like that. But yeah, I don't know what to use this block for now. I mean, it was only going to have this little bit at the bottom used, but we've covered it. So this is actually going to work really well. I think we should continue this block system all the way along here as long as we can without rocks ruining everything. Because having the 1 extra tile means we can line all these up perfectly. We've still got a spare tile at the top of each of the blocks to do something with. Not sure what. Bakeries, I guess. That'd be neat. Yeah, I'll do that. Alright, let's actually build the houses now. Or at least order them before the end of the episode. So, spin this round. And we have to spin for every single placement, which is always annoying. There we go. That's a block of 5. And we'll not do any further than that. We want to take it one step at a time. Make sure that our food supplies can deal with our extra population. But yeah, this is going to be a boost of... what is it? 5 times 25. 125 people. Very nice. Get us up to... 1,225, we will be nearly halfway between 1,000 and 1,500, which I believe is the next level of the kingdom. I'm not bored of Humble Kingdom yet, and we're already looking at getting to the next one, which is always nice. Yeah, we'll leave that there. We'll let everyone get on with that. Next episode, we'll have 1 million people to get on with more wall building and probably adding to the army and stuff like that. But with that, I shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time.